Hi yogis, you are back with Nicholas. We're going to be doing a little beginner flow, taking it pretty easy in this class, going for about maybe 20 or so minute flow. We're going to be using a block. If you've got a block handy or by your side, we can bring that along with us. We might be wanting to use it for some extra support along the way. And yeah, in terms of, moving with your body, obviously we want to keep in mind what exactly your limit is and take responsibility over feeling into, knowing when you've maybe extended too far into a certain pose and just listening to your body, listening to where your limit is as we move and come into our practice. But for the most part, it's going to be relatively chill, so not to worry. All right, we're going to start off in a comfortable seated position. You can either find yourself on your knees, sitting on the heels, or maybe you want to grab a block and we can find a little comfortable seated position. I quite like to sit on a block and find a cross-legged position in that way. Good. When you are ready, we can maybe just close the eyes for a moment, sitting up relatively straight, just relaxing your eyelids closed, relaxing your face, your shoulders, relaxing your belly. Taking a few expansive breaths into the diaphragm or belly region, into the lower spine, bottom base of the body. Maybe just going for a little scan from head to toe, just checking in how you're feeling today, this morning, or this evening, whatever time you're doing this flow. And we're just bringing our attention and awareness to our mat, to our body, to our breath. You have arrived. You've shown up. Maybe giving yourself a little affirmation, a little smile for taking this time out to move and to practice yoga. Maybe going for 2 nice full deep breaths in and out. And with that exhale, we can exhale out through the mouth, maybe followed by a little sigh. Breathing in and out with me. We're breathing in all the way and out. All the way out, full compression. Exhale. And breathing in all the way. And letting go. Good. And with that, we can open up our eyes and we're going to find our way into a tabletop position. We're positioning our shoulders above the wrists and our hips above the knees. We can bring a little bit of movement here. Maybe just shifting forwards and back to whatever extent feels good for you. Keeping the arms relatively straight. Maybe going for a few little circular motions here. We can go in a little clockwise motion. And we can change it up anti-clockwise. Going however wide, however fast feels good for you. Good. And from our tabletop position, we're going to just open up through the left arm, just taking that left arm up to wherever feels good. And we rotating the wrists a little bit more, maybe going in a clockwise motion and anti-clockwise, changing it up. Good, and we're going to repeat that on the opposite side. It's lifting up through the right arm, going for a few little circular rotations in a clockwise motion. And changing direction, going anti-clockwise. Good, and then we're coming down with both hands. We're going to find a little cat-cow flow. So we're going to be moving with the breath here, moving through the spine. We're breathing in, arcing the spine, drawing the belly down. Maybe taking your gaze forward a little touch if that feels good for your neck. And then on your exhale, we're rounding through the spine, tucking the tailbone, pressing your hands into the mat, almost trying to spread the shoulder blades apart. And then we're repeating. Breathing in and out. It can be pretty much to any rhythm or speed that feels good for you. You don't necessarily have to be moving to my pace. Going for a few repetitions here. Rounding on the exhale. Arcing the spine on the inhale. Going for one more exhale wherever you are. Good. From there, we're going to work into a puppy pose. So we're going to try and align our hips with our knees as best we can, and taking the hands forward and extending through the arms, working into a little shoulder stretch. You can either rest the forehead down to the mat, drawing the chest down towards the mat. If you can't quite get comfortable there, you can always position your head on a block, or a bolster, or a pillow, or a towel, whatever you've got handy. Giving you a little bit of support here, whatever feels good for you. And we're here for about 2 or 3 deep breaths, remaining present with that breath as we hold the stretch. Good. At the end of that last exhale, we can just work the hands back into our tabletop position. And then from here, we're going to work our way up into our first little downward dog. We can pedal out through the legs a little bit here, spreading your fingertips, pressing your palms into the mat, lengthening through your arms. And when you are ready, we can find our more static hold into our downward dog, bending the legs as much as you need to, elevating up through the tailbone or hips, trying to create this triangular shape with the body. Okay, we're taking one more breath in and out here. And on your next exhale, we're going to step the left foot forward into a low lunge. A little tip to help you get that left foot forward a little bit as you step. You can almost lift more up onto your fingertips on your left hand, seeing that we're stepping our left foot forward. It helps you get that foot just a little bit higher. We're keeping that back knee lifted. We're going to come into a little flow here. You can either keep your left fingertips placed on the mat, or if you want to get a little bit of extra height there and some support with the block, we can also do that. We can also position the block there as we move. So we're going to move a little bit with the breath here. We're opening up through that left arm, left shoulder, breathing in, and then exhale, squaring back down with that left hand. Inhale, we're opening up, trying to keep that left knee above your left ankle as best you can. Exhale, squaring back down. One more of those. Inhale, maybe taking your gaze back behind towards your left fingertips, and then exhale, squaring down. And we can maybe take that block out of the way if you used it, and we take a nice controlled step back with that left foot, finding your first plank pose with the shoulders above the wrists and your hips in line with your rib cage. You can always find a more supported position on your knees at any point you feel like you need to, wherever you are. We're taking a nice breath into our plank, and then exhale, we're taking that chaturanga and that vinyasa back to our downward dog. Exhale, chaturanga, inhale, upward dog, exhale to your downward dog. Good, and we're repeating. On that next exhale, we're going to step that right foot forward in between the hands. You can incorporate that block if you feel like you need it on that right hand. We're breathing in, opening through the right shoulder, right arm, maybe taking your gaze back towards those fingertips, exhaling, squaring forward. Inhale, we're opening up. Exhale, squaring forward, low lunge. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, down. And we are placing palms down, stepping that right foot back into that plank, and we're taking that vinyasa back to our downward dog. Moving with your breath, we can breathe into our plank or supported plank. Exhale, coming down to that chaturanga. Inhale to that upward dog, drawing those hips down, lengthening through your arms. Exhale, downward dog. Good. Take a nice full breath in here. Exhale, we're going to step that left foot forward into a crescent lunge. We're lifting up through the arms, bending that front leg, finding a little focal point in front of you. Engaging that back leg, keeping that right glute engaged. Breathing in here. And on your exhale, we're going to fold forward and down into a pyramid pose. You can open up that back foot at a 45-degree angle. You can always position that back foot a little bit closer if you feel like you need to. And we can always use our block for extra support here as well. We're initially trying to focus on finding that length through the spine, drawing that head and chest forward before we maybe lower and round through a little bit more. Last little tip, can we square that left hip with the right, almost drawing that left hip back? You'll notice that deepens that stretch a little bit more. And even if we're here, you don't have to get the hands all the way down. You can even position your palms on your left thigh. And just working with wherever you are in your pyramid pose. Alright, from there, we are releasing. We're going to come to a little kneeling low lunge. And we're going to lengthen through that front leg. We're trying to keep the hips positioned above that right knee. You can always incorporate your block once again. We're finding that little fold. That left leg doesn't have to be perfectly straight. You can keep your legs bent at pretty much any point, any pose you feel like you need to have that knee bent. We're going to revolve this position. We're coming down with that right hand, opening up through that left arm. Maybe even challenging yourself a little bit and taking your gaze up towards your left fingertips. Taking a nice full breath in here. Exhale, we are releasing, bending that front leg, placing both hands down, stepping that left foot back. And we are going for that vinyasa. Nice and strong, chaturanga. Exhale, inhale, upward dog. Either onto the tops of the feet or you can drop those knees down if you need to. Exhale, downward dog. Enjoying 2 full deep breaths. Yeah. Relaxing your head, allowing your neck to just be in line with your spine. Good. On your next exhale, we're going to step nice and controlled forward with that right foot into our crescent lunge, bending front leg, extending the arms up and over the head, finding a little focal point somewhere in front of you. Once again, engaging that back leg, nice strong back leg, squeezing through the glute as well. And we're taking a nice full breath in here, reaching up through the arms. And exhale, we can shuffle that back foot maybe a little closer if you feel like you need to into your pyramid pose. Incorporating your block if you feel like you need it. Just for that extra little balance support. Yeah, and your back foot, your back heel can either be planted on the mat at a 45-degree angle, or you can always have it lifted. Whatever feels more comfortable for you. And it's also important to maybe experiment with, how wide of a stance feels good for you, how close you want to have your feet. Good. Just finding a position here where you can hold for a few moments. Once again, drawing that right hip, maybe back, squaring that right hip with your left. Good. From there, we're going to drop that back knee down into that kneeling low lunge, and we're lengthening through that front leg into your half splits. Keeping those knees above your left knee, your hips, your hips above your left knee, and then finding a little fold forward and down here, wherever feels good, wherever you feel the stretch. And then we're working into that revolved half split. Can we position that left hand down, find your balance, extend your right arm up, pointing up towards the sky and taking your gaze up to those fingertips maybe. or you can always just keep them looking down. And over time, maybe working that gaze a little bit higher up each time. Last full breath in and out here. And on that exhale, we can release, coming to that plank pose. We're going to step that right foot back into our plank. Taking a nice full breath in here to our plank. On that exhale, working into that vinyasa. Back to your downward dog. Taking 2 or 3 nice full breaths in here. Lengthening through your arms, relaxing your head. Good. At the end of that last exhale, we're going to drop the knees down. We're going to come up with the hips above the knees. We're going to work into a little bit of a camel flow here, as well as a camel pose. So yeah, we can either position your fingertips or your hands on your waist or lower back behind you, with your fingertips pointing down towards the mat, or something maybe a little bit more comfortable. If your wrists are maybe a bit sensitive, you can always position your palms around your waist, like so. And we're going to be basically squeezing through the legs. We want to keep the glutes and the legs engaged, keeping the lower back muscles engaged. We're breathing in, drawing the elbows open and back, opening through the shoulders, and maybe leaning back a touch. Always listening to how your spine feels, to what extent feels manageable for you. So we're breathing in here, and then on our exhale with our knees together, we're going to find a little rounded child pose with our arms down by our side, and just allowing your chest to sink down into the thighs or onto the thighs. And I've got the mic here below me, so I'm maybe not going to work all the way down, but we're going to just relax the head down, either to your knees or down to the mat, whatever feels good. And we're just repeating this movement. All right, so we're breathing in, squeezing through the legs, opening through the shoulders and chest. Nice full breath in, and then rounding through on that exhale. Bringing maybe a little bit more pace. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, we're rounding through. Again, one more. Maybe this time we hold this camel pose a little bit longer. You can experiment with those hand positions, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Working open and back. Finding your focal point, maybe whether you're looking up to a ceiling or trees or to the sky. Last full breath in. And exhale, we're going to release into a normal child's pose. We're going to widen those knees with your big toes still touching behind you, sitting the hips back. And we can extend those arms out in front of you. And we can just relax the head and the shoulders and chest down towards the mat. You can always position a block underneath your head if you feel like that's more comfortable. Whatever's good for you. And we are just enjoying being in this position, just taking a few nice full breaths in and out. Just allowing your body to surrender and let go and fall into your mat. And yeah, so I've chosen this as our final relaxation pose for the class. I would encourage you to stay here for a good 3 or 4, maybe even 5 minutes if you can, just to end off this flow. And yeah, if you prefer coming into a Shavasana to end things off, you can always find your Shavasana, your lying down position, or your corpse pose. And yeah, enjoying ending off your little flow there. I'm going to say goodbye. And yeah, if you could like and subscribe to my channel, that'll be much appreciated. It goes a long way just to simply click a like on the video. And yeah, take it easy, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Namaste.